All is showing on Sandra Okunzuwa's TV on YouTube, directed by Faye and executively produced by Sandra Okunzuwa. This movie features the lead characters Timini, Egbuson, and Sandra Okunzuwa. So, from the title of this movie, Written It All, it actually sounds interesting, it sounds amazing. The content of this movie is good as well. But then again, the title of this movie is my problem. Like, who is actually mixing it? Who is mixing it? Is it Timini that is mixing it or Sandra is mixing it? Because from what I saw in this movie, nobody was mixing it here. Nobody was actually mixing it. So guys, before we get right into the review of today, welcome back to the channel. This is Substance TV and I am Substance, the girl with the movie scoop. And in today's video, I would be reviewing the trending movie on YouTube titled Mixing It All, showing on Sandra Okunzuwa's TV. Now, this film is set across a university setting. We have these two students, Zara, a year one student of law department who fell in love with a notorious 400 level student of creative arts, KD. Now, their love story began and they realized that their social class will prevent the both of them from being together. Now, Sandra Okunzuwa played the character Zara. Zara happens to be this very rich, wealthy man's daughter that was studying law at the university, and she fell in love with this notorious student who stopped at nothing until he won her heart. Yeah. So she had the father who objected to her relationship with this guy, and he stopped at nothing to make sure that he sees that the both of them have nothing together. Yeah. So Sandra's character here was nothing short of amazing. She was beautiful in her character. Like, I was in awe to see how this girl was actually embodying her character, bringing her character to life, making it look so believable, making it look so real. Like, the way she was able to cry effortlessly at every slightest thing was so surprising, and I love that about her character. She made it look so believable. It was good. I love that she was in her A game. Okay, she made us feel her in the movie, and that was amazing. We also have the character KD played by Timini Egbuson. So he was this notorious student that, was actually feared by a lot of people in school. He was very intimidating. But then he got captured by this year one student's beauty, and it was just love for him. He fell in love with her and he started changing his ways. Yeah. So this guy happens to get arrested after a substance was found in the car he rented from his friend to take his girlfriend out, and he was in cell for years. Timini's portrayal of a bad guy in this film, of a notorious guy, a guy who was troublesome, a guy who was intimidating, was so brilliant. It was so good. I loved how he brought that character to life. Like, Timini was living that character. It was so good. I loved how he carried himself in this movie. I loved his expression. I loved his reaction. Everything about his character here was all shades of wonderful. It was so good. It was believable. Timini killed his role in this movie. All the actors here did justice to their character. We have actors like Atere Raphael, we have Eman Onyekunaru, we have Jennifer Unoruga. All of them were amazing. What I love about this film is how relatable it is. This movie is relatable. This movie is really giving the real university life. How you get to see bad guys, how intimidating they look, and what actually happens when they fall in love. It was giving all shades of real, relatable, and that was really amazing. I loved it so much. What I love about this movie again is the acting. Goodness, the actors were in their A game. The actors were actually embodying their character. It was a brilliant one. I equally love the storyline of this movie. Guys, the storyline was beautiful. I love the cinematography as well. I love the directing. The directing was good. Okay, I love that the pacing was steady and it kept us engaged. Yeah. Now, this is the issue with this movie, okay? This movie felt rather rushed. It was rushed. Like, what was the rush for? Why was this movie rushed? One thing with the Sandra Okunzuwa's TV or movie is that they actually have the content, they have the story, but then again, her movies are always rushed. You don't even have the opportunity to enjoy her movie, to enjoy the process, to enjoy the journey. Why the chase? Why the rush? The falling in love in this movie was so quick. I felt like there should be chasing in this film. The falling in love was so quick. The whole drama that started in this film was so quick. Everything was so quick, and I'm like, what is actually the chase about this film? Why not you allow us to enjoy the journey of this film? Another issue I have with this film is the plot twist, guys. The plot twist was a total flop for me here. Yes, I didn't like it one bit, and I asked myself, the title of this movie is Risking It All, but then again, who is taking the risks? Who is risking it all? From what I saw in this film, nobody is risking it. There was no risk at all in this film. Now, Sandra Okunzuwa playing the character Zara supposed to be the risk taker in this film. She playing the daughter of the wealthy man who would stop at nothing to see his daughter, excel, marry someone of the same social class as theirs. Okay, now the risks there should have been Sandra's eagerness to still be with this particular guy in prison, her boyfriend in prison, that her notorious guy who is still in prison. She should have still, taken the risk of being with this guy, no matter what she stands to lose, even if it means her father disowning her. That is what the title implies, risking it all. You need to risk everything for the person you love, and not you going or abiding by what your father said you should do, and then again you say it is risking it all. Nobody is risking it here. For Timini has nothing to lose here, so he shouldn't even be the one taking the risks. The guy has nothing in his name, so there was not risk the guy was taking in this film. The central focus was Zara. The central focus was Sandra, and she should have given us that, but we did not see it. You trying to be with the guy your father asked you to be with is not you risking anything. It's not you taking the risks. You do not love this man in question, and the only guy you love is in cell. And you don't fight for that love. You don't fight for that guy to risk it all. You trying to do what your father asked you to do is just to make your father happy and not make yourself happy. Now, this guy is released from cell and is still coming for you, chasing you, and you are still refusing him. Tell me why you are refusing him, risking it all. No. So, for me, there's no risks in this movie. These are just two lovebirds, in difficult situations, but one is trying so hard to get back the love of his life. So that's the issue I have with the film. Yes, aside from that, the actors were great. If you're talking about performance in this movie, it was everything. It was a 10 over 10, yeah. So guys, that's about the movie Risking It All, showing on Sandra Okunzuwa's TV. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you think about the film. And if you have not, run along to Sandra Okunzuwa's TV and watch Risking It All. Thank you so much for watching. Please do also like, share, and subscribe to the channel at Substance TV. See you guys in my next video. Until then, stay splendid.